Not hello. That's my McDonald's voice. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Let's Play Hiveswap Friendsim for the third time. My third playthrough of Hiveswap Friendsim, in which instead of playing by myself or sending photos to a friend, I'm making a commentary YouTube channel out of it because it's 2020 and I can do whatever the fuck I want. A blanket statement, possible spoilers for Homestuck proper, Pesterquest, the rest of this game, Homestuck fanfics. Not as much Homestuck 2 or the epilogues. I refuse to acknowledge that those exist, but sometimes I say things and it turns out I'm right. General disclaimer, I'm not good at character voices. I'm not a voice actor. I'm just here to be gay. Which is extremely accurate because today is Polypa's route, and I love Polypa very, very much. Fuck Zebra, we'll get to him later, but for now it's Polypa. Oh, I just really don't get to see her little gold disguise because I've played this game 3 times. That is also, well, I guess we'll see it in the actual thing. So, walking! You sure are doing a lot of it recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You're going to be so in shape when this is over, provided you still have all your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with safer ways to travel, a taxi or some sort of bus system, but you don't have any money and you can't read signs. Also, you are routinely covered in blood and bruises, so walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you toward friendship. Polypa, there she is, the care. Don't mind me. Checking something else out. Okay, cool. Fuck that guy. I hate him. Polypa, I want to give her a hug. I want her to give me a hug. Let's go. As usual, the streets are hopping. Just bouncing around like an overactive bunny rabbit on Easter morning. Up ahead, an intersection of streets is some kind of night market. Well, every market in Alternia is a night market. Don't mind me clicking things. As previously stated, you are broke, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of window shopping. Who knows what kind of awesome stuff you'll find? You can learn a lot about culture from their stores. You are so intent on thinking positive thoughts that you are nearly at the market before you realize there's quite a few people are coming towards you in the opposite direction. Some of them are running, actually, and screaming. Looks likely that something has gone down, violence-wise. It's not a stampede. You aren't in any danger of being trampled and the street is wide enough to just step aside and let the crowd pass by. Or it would be. Don't mind me. I just think she's real sweet. She does commit murder, but it's, all of us gotta do what all of us gotta do. You get a brief, furtive glimpse of a pair of focused yellow eyes under a low-pulled hood. Then your hand grabs yours so tightly the tips of your fingers go numb. With a rough yank, you are pulled into the flow of the crowd. The troll girl who has a hold of you speaks quickly and quietly. You have to lean your head in close to hear. We are on a date. You're my maid spread, or my moirail, whatever you want. We're just a normal couple out for a night on the town. We're gonna go catch a movie and get some soft serve grub cream. You feel me? Wow, okay. I don't like the bad endings in the roots that I like. But that's why we end on the good ending, so we're gonna freak out and let the poor beast out of the bag. You stopped abruptly and someone smacks into you from behind. You go down hard, your hand ripped away from the girl's. She gives you a fierce glower of disappointment. Fine, just more people letting me down. I'll deal with this on my own. I've done it before. She takes a running leap for the alley wall, scampering up and onto the roof like a squirrel up a tree. You're left looking down at the smudge of violet blood she left on your palm. An emptiness fills you with the thought of the friendship you could have had if only you'd kept your chill. And the leap of unfaith, and also now you're going to be framed for murder. See, another addition to your call-out post. Sorry, every swap and I just remember the concept of a call-out post. From, alternate universes. Now I'm thinking about Claire again. I honestly have not messed around enough with the fact that their horns look funky. One of these days I'll post a picture of Claire at the end of a video. But their horns look weird. They could totally have passed for a couple other blood. Look out in the description in maybe an episode or two, depending on how much time my school takes up, that there might be an interactive story in there. Just saying. So instead, we're going to play along and hold hands. Your heart beats so hard you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little to make your hand easier to hold. In response, you get a squeeze, like she's thanking you. You match her pace, a surprisingly difficult feat considering how short she is. Behind you, people are still shouting. What the heck happened back there? Someone died. You figured that, but that's not exactly rare for Alternia, is it? You've seen way more dead people here in the last couple of days than you've seen throughout your entire life on your planet. You'd tell the troll girl you thought that was just kind of normal here. Normal, sure, when lowbloods get killed, in the natural order of things, right? But with highbloods, it's different. Personally, I don't give a shit about the natural order. Doesn't matter what their job is, I'll take it. Oh, so a highblood is dead, and you are currently holding hands with the troll who did the dirty deed. She chose you to help her lay low, i.e. she made you your accomplice, i.e. you are now her friend. Helping someone carry out a cold-blooded murder is a super friendly thing to do. Had she called you her matesprit? You aren't sure what that is, but it sounds great. You ask her what you should call her. My name's Polypa, but there's no reason to go throwing it around. Let's not talk at all. You want to point out that it won't look like a very convincing date if you are just walking in silence, but that would require talking. And she told you not to do that. I need to get my voice on point. She deserves a good voice. A trio of those spiking robots go marching by. Drones or whatever. Their big, ugly heads swivel back and forth like they're looking for someone. Polypa doesn't say anything, and she keeps her eyes forward, but she goes sharp as a laser, every muscle in her body tensing. You feel it through her hand. Her fingers tighten on yours until the drones disappear into the crowd. She yanks you around the corner into a smaller alley connecting two roads. There's nothing here but a pothole and a couple of dumpsters. Hold up a minute. Her hoodie has a symbol on the front of it, two overlapping gold ovals. Those are circles. Most trolls seem to have a symbol designating their blood color on them somewhere. This means she's a gold blood, right? There she is! The cat girl cast! She's so cute. But then Polypa yanks the sweatshirt over her head, and underneath she's wearing a tank top emblazoned with a symbol in olive green. It looks like a little cat. It looks a little like a cat. It's pretty cute. She tosses the sweatshirt into the nearest dumpster and kicks a button on the side. A whoosh, accompanied by the sulfury stink of immolation. Note to self: don't go dumpster diving in Alternia. Polypa grabs her hand as you head back out to the street. With her other hand, she works the tie out of her hair, yanking it out of its ponytail and letting it fall in thick, sweaty clumps against her neck. Next, she reaches up and takes a part of her right horn off. Oh, no, it's a little bit of veneer, an artificial bit to cover up a notch in the chitin. It's not chitin. It's chitin. I'm pretty sure. You know. The MSP reader, I love when they just stop and just, like, observe. What are all these random wardrobe changes about? You wonder until you actually begin to listen to some of the conversations happening around you and check out the big billboard-sized screens mounted on roofs every couple blocks. Seems like the rumor mill is already going hard. Apparently a well-respected violet blood is dead, killed in public in full view of witnesses by a gold blood girl with a ponytail. Wow. You're really dealing with a professional here. I need to find somewhere to lay low until the heat turns down. I mean, we both do since you're my associate now. I had a contact waiting. Don't know what happened to her. It's possible she got spooked. Got any ideas for likely hideouts? I'm not from around here. I don't even know if that's good. I'm just rolling with it. You wonder what in the world you made her think you have any idea what's going on. Ever. She keeps giving you sharp looks, as if she is gradually catching on to just who she has chosen to recruit. You want her to understand no matter how busted you look, you are an amazing friend and co-conspirator. Well, here's your chance. What do you propose? This is the good one. So we're going to hide out in one of these apartment buildings. It's a possibility. Most of the hive stems around here are cheap rentals. Burgundy or bronze at most. I could take them, no problem. I mean, I can take anyone. Some jobs just require a little more forethought. You could have been finding an empty unit, or maybe sulking in a foyer or alien Starbucks. If you don't want to tell your cool new friend how to do her job. And there you go again, jumping the gun and claiming friends you don't have the right to. But she did choose you. Though at some point she may be wishing she'd grab some other random stranger's hand. Well, pick one. This was your idea. Oh, jeez. You seriously don't need this kind of responsibility in your life. Nothing good will come from letting you be in charge. You also don't want her to think you're useless. You kind of just wish she'd tell you what to do and leave it at that. You pick a tall purple building at random. How about that one? Sure, I guess. You enter what just seems to be a standard, shabby apartment building, climbing the lobby steps up to a hallway lined with doors. This could be any apartment on Earth, but instead of letters on the nameplates, there's those little colorful symbols. They remind you a little of zodiac signs. Huh. Weird. Anyway, all the ones here are red or brown, like Polypa predicted. Orange, but okay. She listens at a couple doors before finally settling on one with a red symbol. Wait for her to pull out a lockpick or high-tech paraphernalia, or even just a pin from her hair. Instead, she takes a step back and delivers 2 sharp kicks just above the knob. Who needs technology when you have good legs? Right? Right? That's all you need. What? Not the goddamn super. You assure her you are absolutely not judging the way she's running this operation. You don't think you've ever met a mercenary before. Unless you count the guy who tried to hit you up for cash when you were injured. Or the little girl who trained you with blood for your paints. Or the boy constantly on the prowl for delicious meats. The apartment is dingy, small, and smells like old pizza. Good news! Not that it smells bad, just that there's pizza here. You don't think you could live on a planet that didn't have pizza. It's just beyond the pale. I love the background. I have one of the Hiveswap backgrounds as my both my lock screen for my computer and my Zoom background. Because I just love the art, and I love the little details, like the 2 pairs of headphones here. Like you got the purple and the red because they like listen to music together. Got the posters on the wall, and like this very distinctive window shape that doesn't make any sense logically, but like it's everywhere, and so it just makes everything so consistent. Mwah, beautiful. You try to shut the busted door as well as you can. Polypa plunks herself down on the couch and pulls out her phone, or what had Skyla called it? Palm husk? She pulls out her palm husk and proceeds to ignore you. That's okay. It's important for friends to give each other space. You take the opportunity to poke around the apartment you're currently illegally occupying, which is generally being a nosy piece of shit. Excuse me. Whoever lives here is a real slob. Dishes are piled high in the sink and the windows are so dirty you can barely see out of them. Something sticky and red stains half the counter. It might be blood, but it also might be Kool-Aid. It's probably Faygo. Fucking goddammit, shitting fuck breath. Something appears to have gone wrong. Polypa is still on the couch, hunched over with her palm husk held close to her face. She types with her knuckles. You've noticed a lot of trolls do that? Probably because of their claws? It's all of a shitter. Everyone's talking about it. My contact. They got her. She's been cold. Her voice is flat, her eyes expressionless. That's not expressionless, she's very clearly sad. She lets her palm husk slip from her fingers into her lap. You stand next to the couch, like an asshole. You don't know what to say, and you doubt Polypa is the hugging type, but you really can't stand to see her look so dejected. Before you start pitying me, don't. I barely knew her. It's not like we were in a quadrant or anything. It's just business. You sit down on the other end of the couch, tipping your head and raising your eyebrows to show you are very, very ready to listen and learn and commiserate. Polypa wraps her arms around her knees. Most pros work with a partner. It's a lot easier when you have someone you trust to watch your back. It's usually quadrant pairs who work together. There's one particularly famous, olive and gold blood duo. Lost plenty of jobs to them. Never found anyone that I trust enough to make it my partner. Besides, just beyond just a random one-off. Killing a sea dweller is no joke. It's almost totally impossible. Does that mean the guy back in the town square isn't actually dead? Polypa looks affronted at the very thought. Excuse me, no. It just means I had to get a very expensive knife and coat it in very expensive poison and stab it in exactly the right place. The motherfucker is dead. No doubt about that. I don't leave jobs half done. High caste jobs are my specialty. Most people are too afraid to take jobs higher than teal. Me, I don't care. Low blood, high blood, if we got the cash, I'll do the job. If I did have a partner, make things a lot easier. I'll admit that much. You cough lightly into a closed fist. What's this? Something caught in your throat, perhaps? Could it be the steady hand of fate reaching a finger down and testing your gag reflex? You murmur, delicately, that sometimes destiny steers you in a direction you never thought you'd go. Maybe, just maybe, it has steered her to you. That's forward, for sure. You're pretty much an old hand at this by now, right? Polypa snorts. It's a little watery. She isn't crying, is she? No way! I'm not a tough assassin like her. You're imagining it. You? No offense, but I only grabbed you because you look so weird, and I figured you wanted to avoid the drones even more than I do. You don't exactly blend in. You can't argue with her logic, but a sourness starts in your throat now at the realization that Polypa had not chosen you for your obvious trustworthiness and friendship potential, but rather because you look like a goddamn disaster. Fair. A very fair assessment. Whatever, you can get past that. God knows you've gotten past worse. Like attempted murder. As a good friend recently said, gotta break a few cluck-piece embryos to make a grublet. She's considering you now. More thoughtful than before. Well, I guess beggars can't exactly be choosers. But you have to remember. She go poof. She go poof. But what you have to remember, you aren't destined to find out. That fate finger reaches down further and chokes you. Keys jingle outside the apartment before whoever's out there catches sight of the busted door. What the hell? You and Polypa lock eyes. Oh, shit. A quick flash of silver, and suddenly a knife appears in Polypa's hands. Where did it even come from? Wee. Outside the hall, someone is swearing. The broken door falls inward, and before it is all the way open, Polypa is up and over the couch, launching herself at the intruders. Shit. Wait. You are the intruders. And this is what you were afraid of. You're about to watch your new friend kill some poor low-blood troll. This was such a terrible idea. Too bad there's no way to go back in time and make all your choices all over again. Yes, there is. Meta humor. Yeah, that would be bad. You wish life was like that. A short, stout little guy with a red symbol on his shirt comes through, but right behind him is a troll so tall he has to duck down to get through the door. Oh, hell no. There she is. She goes, woo! The giant troll catches Polypa with one hand. He's got a big ram-like horns and a curly purple symbol on his shirt. His face is painted in lines of black and white, makeup designed to make his face look like a skull. Look, babe, look at these tiny wiggler thieves. Polypa writhes in his grip, clawing at him like an angry cat. He hangs on, giving her a shake. Shh, you have to do something. But what? If you do get in that purple guy's reach, you are absolutely going to get killed. You try to move your feet, but your survival instincts are kicking in, and you are rooted to the spot. You can't do anything. You are useless. You don't even know what happened to Polypa's knife. God, I wish you'd taken self-defense classes back on Earth. Whee! The highblood gives Polypa a wide smile and tosses her across the room like he's lobbing a dodgeball. She lands on her back, rolls to her feet, and bolts for the window. Of course you would have a high blood meat spirit. The high blood turns to you and sticks out a big gray tongue, and wow, suddenly you can move your feet again! You throw yourself out the window after Polypa. You are only 1 floor up, but that's 1 floor more than you would like to be when falling out of the building. Your fall is broken by Polypa, meaning you can get a collection of bony elbows and knees applied to your gut. She bares her teeth at you. Get off, idiot. I'm definitely going to call the drones. You've got to run. You roll your big floppy body off of her and hustle to keep up as she peels down the street. You throw one last glance over your shoulder to see the 2 guys hanging out the window. The high blood waves lazily. Polypa starts out strong, but pretty soon she is limping and leaning on your shoulder. A jagged piece of glass is wedged in her calf muscle. You lean down to get a closer look. You are no doctor, but recently you've become an expert in acute injuries. What the hell? Stop. You want me to leave a blood trail? We need to split up, now that we've been seen together. Your heart sinks all the way to your aching feet. God, you've been so sure you had this one on lock. You mentioned, half mumbling to yourself, that maybe it'd be better if you stayed together. Safety in numbers and all that. I clicked the wrong place. Oh yeah? Maybe safety for you. This was a terrible idea. Can't believe I ever trusted that someone could have my back. Yeah, let's do another one of your amazing plans. Sounds great. Whee. She leaves you in the intersection of streets. Even though she is no longer leaning on you, you nevertheless feel a heaviness settle inside you. Philosophically. A deep fatigue so intense you want to curl up on the ground. So you do. Game over. At least your ass didn't kill her. One accomplishment. We did not commit murder. Look at her go. There she goes. I love her so much. Let's go get that good ending. We're going to catch a movie and get some soft serve grub cream. How's she smiling? Polypa's mouth twitches. It could be just a muscle spasm, but you'd like to think it's a smile of approval and burgeoning camaraderie. That word is going to catch me every time. Yeah, guess we could. That's what people do on dates, right? It's been a while. I haven't seen a movie in forever. Let's do it. She squeezes your hand. You would have thought holding hands for so long would get sweaty and uncomfortable. You are certainly nervous enough, but her skin is surprisingly cool. With a couple of exceptions, all of your new friends have been literally cold-blooded. Also metaphorically, for a few of them. But you aren't going to judge them for their lifestyle choices. That isn't your place as a friend. Regardless, your point is it's kind of nice holding hands, even if it's under completely false murder pretenses. Come on, there's probably a theater in there. Makes sense. You aren't from around here and you don't think Polypa is either, but you can always recognize a mall when you see one. Stores and escalators and fountains full of slimy mall water that's probably been in there for years. The biggest difference between this and an Earth mall is there doesn't seem to be anyone working at any of these stores. Everything is automated. Also, what mall has a movie theater? Is this a thing in other places? I've never seen. I guess not an indoor mall. I'm trying to think if there's a movie theater close to one of my local outdoor malls. They're in like the same kind of general area, but that's also next to a giant sporting goods store. I guess someone has a Ferris wheel in it, but that's not a mall. It's a sporting goods store. I don't know. Alternia. That and the top floors appear to be reserved for highbloods. Polypa is still holding onto your hand. Gosh, it's like you really are on a real date. This is very, very friendly. As far as you know, you've never been on a date with an assassin before. You can't read the showtimes and descriptions and you don't have any money, but Polypa chooses the movie and pays for you both. She tosses a couple of coins into a slot and the machine spits out 2 tickets. You don't see any soft serve grub cream, but you are a little too queasy from mingled nerves and excitement to currently deal with anything called grub cream. I wonder if it's just a general term, grub. You do, however, stop for a bag of buttery exploded kernels at the concession stand. The theater you follow Polypa into isn't crowded, but you still feel every pair of eyes settling on you as you walk up the steps. Your heart pounds and sweat slants down the back of your neck. You are just positive. Everyone can see right through you to match this deeply controversial cross-species matchup you got going on here. Even worse, Polypa takes a seat weirdly close to the only other group in here. Man, awkward. It's dark in here now. The movie starts playing. Apparently, in Alternia, there aren't any trailers before movies. Kind of a bummer. You're gonna be stuck here. You want to know what hot new summer blockbusters you have to look forward to. Surprisingly, the movie turned out to be a romantic comedy. We expected Polypa to choose a thriller or a horror movie. From what you can glean of the plot, it's about a beautiful young jade blood who gets involved with a visiting blue blood and their servant, a big mumbling bronze. The portrayal of lowblood strikes you as vaguely offensive. They grunt and fall down a lot. The Calverns look a lot fancier than you remember from the time you hung out with Bronya, just a lot bigger and more glittery. The main character spends a lot of time pulling a jeweled comb through her lustrous hair. The dialogue is kind of incoherent, and you don't just think it's because you're unfamiliar with the cultural context. See, I don't really like rom-coms. That's a lie. I'm neutral towards the concept of a rom-com. I just don't like a lot of the ones I've seen. So, is this a rom-com thing, or is this a troll thing? It also doesn't help that Polypa keeps up a running commentary throughout. The ban on conversation has apparently been lifted. Ugh, can't believe they added in the mistaken identity storyline. So unnecessary. Also, Black Rom is so boring in comedies. There's just no punch to it. Can't believe how bad this is. I don't remember the book being this garbage. But I read it a long time ago. My taste may have just been worse back then. They were looking at her in a whole new light. She shrugs, possibly a little self-conscious. What? You think I've been an assassin since I pupated? I used to have a blog for relationship advice, stuff like that. Of course, I was just messing around. I didn't know anything beyond what I'd read online. Two characters are kissing on screen. You have no idea who they are. You're way more interested in the fact that Polypa has decided to tell you her life story in the back of a movie theater. The deep blue light from a scene in the brooding caverns washes over her, making her look noble and sad. You are entranced. It didn't last, though. I doubt it had anything to do with my blog. A few sleeps ago, a group of kids broke into my hive. I think they were high, maybe on sober. Whatever. They stole a bunch of my shit, killed my Lucis, and some little psionic fuck broke both my legs with his brain. Just because he thought it would be funny. You're riveted. You have a bit of a tragic backstory yourself, but nothing this dramatic. Polypa picks through the buttery exploded kernels with a delicate claw. You just stabbed them. I was trapped in my hive. I would have starved to death if it hadn't been for some teal who lived in my neighborhood. Just some idiot who ran around with an iced Alternia replica sword, challenging purbeasts to duels. Tealbloods are pedantic bullish lords, but they care about justice. These kids had attacked me for no reason. I didn't break any laws. Anyway, so I'm equal opportunity for how I take jobs. Lowblood, highblood, everyone is scum. One of the kids in the row ahead of you turns around to tell Polypa that if she and your Moira are going to get all nasty and pale, maybe you should get a room. Polypa kicks the back of her chair and tells her maybe she should mind her own business. The girl looks about ready to jump over the back of her seat, but the guy next to her pats her firmly on the cheek, almost a slow-motion slap, firm and intense, and with plenty of uncomfortably intimate eye contact. The girl settles down after that, and everyone goes back to watching the movie. The rest of it goes by with your head spinning and your heart in your throat. You're glad Polypa trusts you enough to share her past, but you are nervous about her talking about it in public. Wasn't the whole part to the movie coming to the movie to lay low? Think about it. When that girl sees a description in the alert, she's not going to be thinking about the noisy olive blood getting all conciliatory in public. It's way safer than skulking around, believe me. Gosh, Polypa really is an expert. You were so glad you got to go on this date with her, even if it was mostly fake. As soon as you're back out on the street, Polypa pulls out her phone. Slowly, her face falls. Fuck, that little nook clicker. Thought she bailed on me. But according to Chitter, she's dead. They got her. Damn it. Told her to be careful. Her sadness is quickly turning into rage, vibrating off her in frantic waves. Her voice gets louder too, and people are starting to look your way. Heckling in a theater is one thing, shouting at a phone about murder is another. This is going south fast. You've got to calm her down. Going to deploy the shoosh pap. For lack of a better plan, you copy what you saw the troll inside to his angry date. You press your palm firmly to her cheek. Okay. To your intense shock, she blushes a deep olive green and her eyes slip closed. She leans into your touch as if she's drawing comfort from this tiny little gesture. Then she blinks and pulls away. Listen, I'm technically on the clock right now. Let's be professional. She bites her lip, hesitating, and then she reaches up and repeats the gesture on your face. An unbelievable warmth fills you. Could it be the warmth of friendship? You're weird looking. You're a weird looking number 1 amputee with very few social skills, terrible survival instincts, and both short-term and long-term memory loss. But you're alright. You ever want to earn a little cash? I could use a partner I can depend on. Is it raining? No, those are just tears in your eyes. Tears of gratitude. Okay, don't get choked up. You're definitely just going to be bait. You assure Polypa that, due to your adrenaline aptitude, you wouldn't want it any other way. Victory! Had a little pale date in a movie theater. Got to talk to a cute girl. Got to meet a cat girl. All in the same movie theater. You're crying. It's cute. We're having a good time. So yeah, that was Polypa's route. A fucking zebra next. Not looking forward to that. We'll see, maybe I'll have another guest, who knows. I shouldn't say things because I'm probably not going to record that till next week. But I will see you in the next video. Bye!